Weakly, though I know that I can break. Keep me away from apathy while I am still awake. And don't let me think too long of the one I'm bound to face. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Summer came in a flash of fire, rolled out its swirling tongue round me. Will you wait almost impatiently? I hear grace bellowing like me, just like me. Sometimes the sky feels empty. Oh, sometimes I can't find what's right in front of me, and I here they come, running in front of me. 7 white horses, 7 galloping. They're running away from me. Sometimes this room is a blank space. Sometimes the walls just won't stop shaking. What then? I see white running in their veins. I see red big clouds pouring on the reins like I'm in a stampede. Someone shaking from my feet.
Thank you for joining us. You're watching North Texas Severe Weather, and we're going to do an update here about the possibilities of severe weather for us this evening. It is 1:15 p.m. on March the 23rd, 2016, and we're looking at some possibilities of some severe weather this evening throughout the north central Texas area. First of all, let's take a look at our current temperatures across North Texas. We'll zoom in here so you can see. Throughout the Metroplex, we're looking at temperatures between 75 and 78, 79 degrees primarily. That's going to be the outlook for the temperatures this afternoon. Maybe some outlying areas further west might break 80 degrees. And then we're going to see a change in our wind speed and direction this afternoon. So let me show you what we have going on. First of all, let's take a look at our current satellite photos. As you can see, there's some low-level cirrus clouds that are currently hovering over East Texas, so east of the 35 corridor. Those are going to clear out throughout the afternoon, and we're going to see a couple of fronts coming through. First of which, we're going to have a dry line come through this afternoon, and right now these are currently sitting out in West Texas, but actually I don't think these lines are absolutely up to date. Let's take a look real quick at our observations. Let's see here. All right, so we'll scroll in here and you guys can see our current observations. So right now throughout the Metroplex, as I was saying, we have temperatures in the 70s, and as you can see from these flags, our winds are primarily coming from the south, and we've got some moist wind that's coming from the south into the Metroplex. And then as you look further west, we have a dry line. And so as we get to the Wichita Falls to Abilene line, that's currently where this dry line is actually sitting. It's not out here. This is out of date, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that off of our screen. So we have a dry line, which basically means the dew points behind the dry line are much lower than they are on this side. And when the dry line gets to probably a Gainesville to Comanche area, it's going to stall. And behind that dry line, we have very strong westerly winds. And as you can see out here in the panhandle, we've got some gusts, 40, 50 miles an hour in a few cases. So the winds are going to change from south prevailing to west prevailing as that dry line comes through. And then behind the dry line, we have a cold front. And the cold front is eventually going to overtake the dry line as it reaches north central Texas. So the dry line is probably going to stall in this general area, and around 5, 6 p.m. this evening we may see some storms pop up along there. The last update that we have from the National Weather Service basically says that where the dry line stalls kind of remains a mystery kind of challenge. We don't know exactly where it's going to end up at, but the hope is that, well, not the hope, but the current thought is that the dry line is going to stall in this area right along here. And this is further west than they were originally predicting. So if you were looking at the National Weather Service in Fort Worth's Facebook page this morning, they were mainly thinking that the threat for severe thunderstorms was going to be further east. But now they have updated the risk category to include the Metroplex, including Dallas and Tarrant County. So let's take a look at that. As you can see here, we are in a slight severe thunderstorm risk through the rest of the day. And then just outside of that, you have a marginal severe thunderstorm risk and a general thunderstorm risk. So we do have the entire metro now in the slight thunderstorm risk for severe thunderstorms this evening. And basically what this means is, as the models might predict, it's going to stall this dry line somewhere here in this general area. And then as the dry line stops, there's probably going to be maybe some isolated storms that may show up along the dry line this evening. So between maybe 5, 6 p.m., we may see some convection start to happen. If any convection happens, we may see some thunderstorms, maybe even some supercells pop up along a line from potentially like Bowie to Meridian. Maybe about a 20% chance of this. Any isolated storms that do pop up during this, 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. time frame could be severe. The main threats are going to be large hail, damaging winds. An isolated tornado might be possible with this. Now, after 6 or 7 p.m., the cold front that is back here between us and the panhandle is going to overtake the dry line. And so as that cold front comes through, we're going to see more storms possibly pop up along the I-35 corridor. As they come through, again, we're looking at maybe a squall line scenario with that round of storms. The threats again are going to be large hail, damaging winds, isolated tornadoes, and the main thing is going to be strong winds. If the storms become linear along that cold front and set up, kind of a squall line scenario, it could have some really strong straight line winds as it pushes through into East Texas overnight. The severe threat is going to be lower later tonight, but it is still possible. By time daybreak tomorrow happens, the storm should be well out of our area into East Texas. Now we are under a red flag warning today because of the winds that we have going on. So let's see, let's look at some observations here. So we've got here at the Fort Worth Naval Air Station at Carswell Air Force Base. Most recent observations are south winds 22 miles an hour and gusts at 32 miles an hour. And then if you look out here in Wichita Falls, we've got a dew point that's much lower. So that tells me that that dry line is definitely pushing into our area. And then out here in West Texas, you can see these wind flags that indicate direction and speed, and it's much stronger winds coming from the west out there. And that is where the cold front is currently sitting at. In fact, you can actually see on our temperatures. So here at Paducah in Cottle County, it's 72 right now. And then out here at Dimmitt in Castro County, it's 59 degrees. So we've got a large temperature gradient across this cold front out in the panhandle currently. And so that's kind of what we have going on for the setup this afternoon. Like I said before, you just need to be aware they're not predicting a really large severe weather outbreak. This is not a potentially dangerous situation from the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center. We're just looking at what's called a slight severe thunderstorm risk. So there is chances of severe thunderstorms this evening. We'll keep you up to date. I'll keep this live stream running. As you can see down here at the bottom, we have now a severe weather ticker. So I'll leave this stream running throughout the afternoon. If any severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, severe weather advisories do come up, they will be shown in our weather ticker down here at the bottom of the screen. And they'll also be automatically posted to our Facebook and Twitter feeds. So if you need to make sure that you're following us live, your best bet is to either follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ntxwx or go to our Twitter profile. That's probably the best way to get live updates, and that is at NorthTXWX. I also want to do a quick shout out to Patrick LeClaire at Tornado Pirates. He is the leader of the Tornado Pirates chase team and has just joined North Texas Severe Weather as a new admin. And we just announced our partnership today with Tornado Pirates. They are a chase team, and Patrick and his team have been chasing for over 10 years. So we're really excited to have a partnership with them and maybe offer some streaming chase video as we go into the storm season here. So keep an eye on our page for further updates about that. And we're also going to have another announcement coming up in the next week or so that we're very excited about. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to comment on the side of the YouTube video, or you can comment on our Facebook page or send us a question on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and you're watching North Texas Severe Weather.